Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're talking about something you might not expect. Something that's usually pretty, pretty boring, actually smoke detectors.
Yeah, not exactly the most glamorous home accessory.
Right. But someone out there decided to change that, and they came up with this, get this, a ceiling bird smoke detector. Yeah, you heard that right, a smoke detector disguised as a decorative bird.
Pretty clever, huh?
It really is. We've got some descriptions of the design itself, plus some interesting quotes about art, design, and all that good stuff. So let's see if this little birdie really takes flight, in terms of blending function and aesthetics and all that. What do you think?
I'm game. I think the starting point here has got to be the whole idea of functional art, right?
Yeah.
Because that's really what this is all about. It's not just about slapping a cute bird on your ceiling. It's about taking something that's got to be there anyway and making it into something, well, enjoyable to look at, I guess.
Yeah, totally. It's like instead of trying to hide the smoke detector, like we usually do, they're like, hey, let's make it a feature. It makes you think of that Edgar Degas quote. What was it? Something like, art is not what you see, but what you make others see.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, because it's really changing how we think about this everyday object, right?
Exactly. We're so used to those plain, plastic smoke detectors. This is like turning it into art.
Right. And one of the things that struck me looking at the descriptions was how they kept talking about the simplicity and charm of the design.
Yeah, it's funny because there's that Leonardo da Vinci quote, something like "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." Right. And this really does feel sophisticated. It's not overdone.
Yeah.
It's just this elegant little bird.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what makes it work. It's not trying to be too much. It just has this really nice minimalist form that kind of draws your eye without being like overwhelming, and that I think is that's where the sophistication comes in.
It's funny because when we talk about minimalism and all, but it's actually pretty hard to pull off, isn't it, to get that simplicity right?
Absolutely. There's a real art to it. It's about understanding the essence of the object, you
Mhm.
know. And with this bird, the form really follows the function, I think. The shape of the bird isn't just for looks, it's also, it's got to house the smoke detector components and everything.
Right, right. It's got to work. And they've managed to, kind of tuck all that tech stuff away and still keep it looking sleek and bird-like.
Exactly. And I think that's what, like what makes it so appealing. It's this understated elegance that can fit in with any kind of decor, but it still adds this touch of personality. It's not, not just blending into the background completely.
Oh, absolutely. And, it makes me think of that Charles Eames quote, how'd it go? Something about the details are not the details, they make the design.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. And it's so true because, when you really look at this bird, there are so many little things that they got right.
Like what kind of details jump out at you?
Well, think about the materials, for example.
Mhm.
It has to be something lightweight enough to mount on the ceiling, but it's also got to be durable. It's got to be fire resistant. And then think about the colors. Like, did they go with a matte finish so it doesn't, create glare?
I never thought about that.
Or even the shape of the beak, or the curve of the wings. These might seem like minor details, but they all contribute to how the whole thing looks and how well it actually works as a smoke detector.
That's a really good point. It's like it's not just about being pretty, it's about solving a problem, making our lives better, but doing it in a way that's, well, beautiful.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. They took a safety device, something that we usually try to like tuck away and hide, and they made it into something that you actually want to have in your home.
It's true. It's like they reinvented the whole concept of the smoke detector. And
Right.
that reminds me of something Albert Einstein said, about creativity. Creativity is seeing what everyone else has seen and thinking what no one else has thought. I mean, isn't that kind of what they did here with this ceiling bird?
It totally is. It makes you wonder, like, what other everyday objects could be reimagined in creative ways like this, right?
Right. What if, like, our coffee makers were designed to look like little robots, or our lamps were like miniature greenhouses or something?
Oh, that's fun. I love that.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. But before we go too far down that rabbit hole, we got to talk about the placement of this thing. Putting it on the ceiling, that's that's brilliant.
Totally. It's like they're playing with this idea of like, what if we had ceiling envy? You know how we usually just kind of ignore our ceilings? They're making
Uh-huh.
it into something interesting to look at.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that quote, every ceiling is a reminder that there's more to look up to. You know,
Mhm.
this bird, it's not just adding a little bit of fun to the ceiling. It's also like tapping into this desire for more unique, more imaginative interior design.
Exactly. It's like bringing a little bit of the outdoors inside, but in this very unexpected way.
It definitely adds a touch of personality, that's for sure.
Uh,
But let's not forget the brains behind this whole operation, right? All the thinking that went into it. It's like Alina Wheeler once said, "Design is intelligence made visible." How do you see that playing out with the ceiling bird?
oh, I think it's all about how they managed to integrate the safety aspect, the functionality, and the aesthetics all into one. They didn't just like stick a bird on a smoke detector and call it a day. They really thought about everything. The materials, the placement, how it all works together.
Right, right. They wanted to make sure it actually works as a smoke detector first and foremost.
Exactly. It's got to do its job. But they also wanted it to be something beautiful, something people would enjoy having in their homes. And they pulled it off. I think it's that intelligence made visible, but in a way that's just delightful.
So well said. It really is. So to wrap this up, it seems like this simple little ceiling bird smoke detector,
Mhm.
it's actually a pretty amazing example of how design can take something ordinary and make it, well, extraordinary. It's taking safety and style and blending them together in a way that's just brilliant. But here's a thought for everyone listening. If we can turn something as basic as a smoke detector into a work of art, what other possibilities are out there? What other everyday objects could use a little bit of that design magic?
Right.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah. What needs a makeover?
What's next for the world of design?
Bill.
Let your imaginations run wild.
Exact.
And until next time, happy designing.
See ya.
Bye.